So this is my modern tiny house. It's 10 by 16. It's kind of a open concept bachelor studio, and I built it from drafting all the way to the finish. So I work in construction full time, and then I also do rural firefighting. So I built my first tiny house 2 years ago, and then I was able to sell it, and I used that money to go to school. And then once I came back, decided I wanted to build two more. So I was really interested in building an A-frame style cabin, but I just couldn't configure having a shower and all the things I wanted to in that shape. So I came up with this kind of unique design that I was able to fit everything I wanted. And I wanted to be able to build two at the same time and just kind of mirror the construction of them to hopefully speed it up. So the exterior has sharp lines, kind of modern aesthetic. I used a steel siding and roofing material, and then I used a treated pine on both front and back. The underside of the floor is a 2x10 pressure treated material with a 3/4 inch decking on top, and then just a vinyl floor on top. So currently it's sitting on 4x4 deck blocks, but it will be able to sit on a regular foundation, or it can be propped up similar to a mobile home, like on cribbing, or it can just be set down on the ground, similar to a backyard shed. It has a very small footprint, so it can fit in a lot of different yards or landscapes. So there's many options for its final home. So I chose not to build on a trailer in order to save costs for myself and the potential buyer. It's my opinion that people really wouldn't move these kind of tiny houses around often enough to justify the $8,000 to $10,000 trailer. So when it comes time to moving these things, they would just be put on a float trailer and then brought to their final home. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It took a lot of work, a lot of long nights and weekends, and it's nice to have it turn out even cooler than I imagined. So when you first walk in, there's a spot here. Just put your shoes or anything you'd like, and then you got some hooks here for hats, coats. So I did leave some areas for people to get creative, I guess. So there's room here for extra shelves or hooks for coats, or maybe a shoe rack. Kind of a wide open concept. Not many bedrooms or breaks in the wall, so it's definitely tricky to get all your wants and needs in a tight little area such as this tiny home, which is 10 by 16. My vision was kind of a nice weekend getaway. It could also be a great little bachelor suite, or maybe like a student rental. Just like a nice, modern, small space for one or two people to stay. I personally kind of like the raw wood look of the place, but it's definitely easier to paint after the fact with the color of your choice. So that's why I kind of left it like this. So I have a glass door at the front of the tiny home, and then I have a window at the back just to let in some more natural light, make it feel as if the space is a little bigger. It also feels a lot brighter with the glass front door. So this is the kitchen area. We have the sink here. Underneath is the tankless hot water system. There's still lots of room in there for storage for garbage or whatever you need down there. Here's the 2-burner gas cooktop, and then underneath there's room for a bar fridge as well. And then up top we have the exhaust hood fan, so it's pretty important in a small space to be able to get the cooking smells out of here. And then above that we have a little air fryer, which is nice to have a little oven in this space. And then there's room for cups or plates above on the shelf, or to hang cups here as well. So this first cupboard is the pantry. So you can keep dry foods, plates, maybe some cleaning supplies as well. And there is 3 shelves here, so there's room for quite a bit in here, and shelves could be added or taken away as well. So next to the pantry, there's another cupboard. So this would be good for extra dry food, clothes, maybe extra sheets, towels, just extra storage in general. I feel like having more space to store things is very important in tiny house, so this kind of gives you some more options. Yeah, so I put this little cubby in there beside the plug, so just to make it easy, you can charge your phone or charge your headphones, stuff like that. It's also right near the bed, so you don't need to reach over very far. So across from the kitchen, I have the large shower, and beside that there's the toilet area. This is a custom post that me and my friend built. So this controls the light and the fan in the shower, and then has a LED backlight in the niche. So it adds a cool aesthetic to the shower. So I went with a larger shower for this space. It may seem large for the area, but I kind of enjoy a larger shower, so that's why I built it that way. I love a lot of glass. It makes it feel more open and modern, but there is the option to have this glass frosted or tinted as well, if you want a little more privacy for the shower or the bathroom area. So I used a standard toilet. I did design the place to be able to run an incinerating toilet as well. So there's an electrical hookup, gas hookup, and then there's also a water line as well. But this can run into a standard septic system. I designed this area with consideration of space because it would be hard to use standard 2x4 walls. It just takes up more room in a space like this. It kind of matters. So I used a lot of glass and panels to create divides in the rooms. So this room is the living room / bedroom. Right now it's set up as the living room. So you have a collapsible chair and collapsible stool that can fit under the bed once you're not using the living room as a living room. So we have the chair here, stool, and then TV on the wall. So it's a nice spot just to come and hang out. And then when you feel like going to bed, you can fold up the chair, the stool, fold down the Murphy bed, and then you have a bedroom. So to take down the bed, it's pretty simple. There's just a latch at the top, and then there's 2 hinges at the bottom that allow the bed to come down very slowly. There's 2 shocks as well, so it doesn't come flying at you. It comes down nice and slow, and there's 2 feet at the top here that fold down and sit on the ground, and that's pretty much it. So this is a kit Murphy bed. I cut all the wood and installed it to spec, but it's a fairly simple system. So it's a double bed. There's room in behind it once you fold it up for extra storage as well. You can tuck the pillows behind it. Having a Murphy bed in here saves a lot of space, makes the room multifunctional. So by folding it up, you end up having a lot more square footage to put a folding chair or maybe a desk as well, or laptop stand. So it kind of just gives the room a lot more options to do what you want to do. There are some pros and cons to this smaller space. I'd say a pro would be that everything's all on one level, so there's no loft or stairs to climb. A con would be it is a tight area and you have to make some adjustments. But having a Murphy bed isn't really that bad. I mean, you can go from having a living room spot like this to having a bedroom in about 30 seconds once you fold the bed down and throw a couple pillows up. So I made a built-in here in the wall. It's a nice spot to put your remotes or plug in your phone there without it sticking out of the wall. So even with the bed folded down, it's kind of nice to have a spot to plug in your phone before you go to bed. So this is the vanity area. It's missing a mirror right now, but you have a custom concrete sink just so that you don't have to brush your teeth in the kitchen sink. It also separates the space between the toilet and the vanity area, so someone could be using the toilet while you're brushing your teeth or getting ready. And then you have a light here, and then storage underneath as well. So this is a more of the on-the-grid kind of setup. So it's hardwired to a panel. It runs off, you can run off a garden hose, and it has a propane hookup as well, similar to a barbecue hookup. So right now the propane runs the hot water tank. It's a tankless gas hot water heater. And then it also runs this gas cooktop. And then the electrical powers the heating and cooling system. And of course all the other appliances and lights. So this is an electric heating and cooling system. It's a ductless air handler. So it's great for this little space. It keeps it nice and warm in the winter and very cool in the summer. So it doesn't take much to climatize this small of a space. It's a pretty efficient and quiet system. So I insulated the walls and the ceiling with a rock wool mineral based insulation. So it's R22. And then in the floor, it'll be 2 layers of that. So it took me about a year to build 1.5 of these units. So this one's completed, and then the one next door is about halfway done. And so I'm selling this unit for 67,000 Canadian, and that's approximately 48,000 American. So it is pretty challenging to build a tiny house, especially something this size. You gotta pre-think about where you're gonna drill holes or run certain things, or it takes a lot of time to actually think of something and then do it and then maybe mess it up and back to the drawing board. But it's kind of interesting to build something like this. It's definitely more rewarding once it's done because it took a lot of work to get there.
Subscribe to Exploring Alternatives, and please share this video if you liked it. And if you want to find out more about Brett's tiny houses, we'll include a link in the description of this video. Thanks for watching.